thinking about where to ride today, I popped onto Commute and they recommended a ride called Essex Lanes, which sounded promising. The route headed out west from where I live, which makes quite a nice change because we're constrained on the east by the North Sea and on the south by the Thames, so it's pretty much always head out north. So it was made a nice change to do something that looked different, and the name Essex Lanes sounded promising. The route itself was a 70-mile circular, which was a nice distance, taking in such notable places as Hadley, Benfleet, Basildon, Brentwood, then looping back home via Hanningfield Reservoir, where I could have a quick coffee stop. I also added on a few more miles going through what I call the Canewton Loop. There's one really interesting lesson I learned from this particular ride, and that is always check routes in great detail that you haven't designed yourself. The reasons why will become apparent. Do you get days where there's a complete lack of motivation? Today for me was one of those days. I'm supposed to be going out with the club, but alarm went off at 6:30, and I just thought, no, I'm just going to roll over and go back to sleep, which I did. But then now I'm up and about, I thought, no, let's get out and go for a ride of my own. So here I am, off on a 65-mile loop, I think it is. Okay, let's go. Okay, so 17 miles in, and I think this route has been wrongly named Essex Lanes, because so far there's not a lane to be seen, as you can see from the shot behind me. I do know from the way the route goes it will get out on quieter lanes, but the sooner that happens the better. Okay, still, it is what it is. Pleased to say that not long after that little clip, we did come into much quieter roads. Let's continue. Do you know, it's one of those days when you never know what to wear. I thought I'd need a jacket, but I don't. I'm too hot with it on, and yet it's still quite breezy, so the wind chill factor, so I feel quite cold without it. I guess the answer should have been to bring a gilet, but of course I wasn't that sensible enough. Okay, never mind. It's not too cold, it's not too warm, so time to get going again. One good reason why you should always check your routes, if you haven't planned it yourself on using Google Street View or whatever, is that the route wants me to cross over the road to go down there. But as you can see from the traffic, this is the A127, which is an incredibly busy road. The only thing I can think of is looking at the map, there seems to be a roundabout up that way. So I'm just going to head down there to try and find a safe place to cross it, because there's no way I'm going to try and get over this traffic. Okay, well, wish me luck. So a mile down the road, I did manage to find a roundabout bridge to get over the 127 and get back down to where I need to go. For anybody who's from the area, it's the halfway house turn off. Now I've got to head back down to somewhere down there. I keep seeing signs with pedestrian crossing, but anyone wants to take life in their hands and get on that half of the way, certainly not one for me. So after that little adventure with the A127, it's back down to little country lanes like this, which is nice. Okay, time to crack on, and Billericay next stop, so maybe I will get a coffee there, who knows. Nearly 40 miles in, and just had 2 punctures and no coffee, so not the happiest bunny in the world. The first puncture, the sealant sorted out, so that was okay. The second one, it was still like oozing out sealant, so I decided to put a dyno plug in, and so far, touch wood, fingers crossed, everything else, it's still okay. Went through Billericay, but didn't go close enough to the town centre to find a Costa or a Starbucks. But we'll be at Hanningfield Reservoir in, I've got to slow that down, okay. So we'll be at Hanningfield Reservoir in about 3-4 miles, which the Essex Wildlife Trust Visitor Centre should still be open, and hopefully I can get something there. Okay, so fingers crossed we should be okay. To be honest, I did feel like abandoning when I had that second puncture. On top of the A127 crossing and everything else, I just about had enough. But still, I couldn't, because there was a rail replacement bus service, so I couldn't go to the train anyway. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just press on, which is what I'm now doing. So hopefully my mood will start picking up. Yeah, and looking forward to getting the coffee if I can. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so finally made it to Hanningfield, and yes, luckily the cafe was open, so it's time for a coffee and sausage roll and bag of crisps, all the good and healthy stuff, but just what the doctor ordered. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now and get on and eat and drink. It's better. Feeling much better now after having had a coffee and something to eat. 45 miles done, so about 20 left to go. And it's all on familiar roads now, back on home turf, so happy about that I know where I'm going now. No more horrendous roads like some of those we've just been on, but more of that when I give this a review at the end of the video. Okay, from here on in it's all pretty much normal roads, so probably won't do any more vlogging until I go back home. Okay, right, see you soon. So what's my verdict on the route? Well, there were some country lanes which were nice, that I hadn't been down before, so that was a bonus. But there are far too many busy main roads to call it a quiet ride. So for that reason alone, I would only give it 3 out of 5. But anybody that designs a route that wants you to cross the A127 is completely insane. What could have been included was a detour that you see me take in this video, which only adds about 3 miles in total to the ride, but gets you across the road safely and sound. So because this hadn't been done, I can't give this any more than 0 out of 5, and would definitely not recommend it to anyone. Okay, so that's my thoughts on the ride. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next one.